I wanted to show you how to do these. So you get the problem. Here's the question. What? Okay, here's the question. Which fraction below is equal to 1/3? So one of the things that you can do is in a calculator, you go to and you type in 1 divided by 3. That's 1/3, and you get 0.33. So you come back over here and you say 1/3 is equal to 0.333. Then you look at 3/9 and you say clear 3 divided by 9, and that's 0.33. So that's going to be equal. So let's write that down. 3/9 is equal to 0.333. And the other one was 3/10. Go back to your calculator. 3 divided by 10. That's 0.3. So we have 3/10 is equal to 0.3. Now, where did the question go? I lost the question. Hold on. Let's see the question. 4/9 and 4/10. Look at 4/9. 4 divided by 9. That's 0.44. 4, clear that. 4 divided by 10 is 0.4. So let's go back to the question. 3/9 was 0.33. 3/10 is 0.3. 4/9 was 0.444. So the only one that's below 0.3 is going to be 3/9. So that is the easiest way to do it. Here's another way to do it. If I said 1/3, and I said, let's say I said times 2, okay, that's going to be 2/6. Actually, it's a lot easier just to do it with the decimals with the calculator, because if I try to do it this way, it's just going to take so much longer. You don't want to waste your time. So just use a calculator and do the 3 divided by 9 to get whatever decimal that is, and do that on all of them until you see which one's lower. And also you'll do the same thing to see which one's greater. Same exact thing. So now let's look at this one. Convert the improper fraction below to a mixed number. Okay, so here's the fraction. First of all, I just want to show you something. If you have 3 1/2, to calculate that into an improper fraction, all you do is multiply the denominator by the whole number and then add the numerator. So that's going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. And then you add 1, which is 7. Okay, so that one's going to be 7/2. So you know that's not it. Now let's look at this one. Let's look at this one, 2 1/2. 2 1/2, 2 times 2, 2 times 2. Okay, that's 4. And then 4 plus 1 is 5. So that gives us 5. And then you keep the same denominator. You always keep the denominator the same. So that's going to be 5 over 2. And then that's the answer right there. If you didn't know how to do that, you could do it a different way. So how you could do it is you could say 5 over 2. And this is how I always remember how to set this up, is you take the denominator and you make a little arrow and you point it like this. And then so you know the 2 goes on this side and then you have the 5. Well, 2 will go into 5 2 times. So 2 times 2 is 4 with a 1 remainder. So how you would write that is 2, because this is the 2, and 1 half. Okay, so this is the 1, and this is the half. This is the 2. And that one goes there. That's another way to do it, if you weren't sure. So let's look at another one. Let's look at solve the problem by finding a common denominator. Okay. So the easiest way to find a common denominator is to multiply these two by each other. This one by this one. That is the easiest way. Okay. So 5 times 3 is 15. So now what I have to do, let me put it over here, it's easier. I have 4/5 and I have 1/3. Now I can't add these together until they get a common denominator. The easiest common denominator is to multiply the two together. So now I know this is going to be 15 and this is going to be 15. I don't know what the top number is yet, but this is how you figure it out. 5 times 3 is 15. So since I multiplied the bottom number times 3, I have to multiply the top number times 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Again, I'm trying to get 3 to 15. 3 times 5 is 15, which is easy because you multiply these by each other. But now I got to do that to the top. So it'll be 1 times 5 is just 5. And now it's just easy because this bottom number stays the same. And the top number is just 12 plus 5. So that's going to be 17. Okay? So the correct answer is 17 over 15. Now this says 1 and 2/15. That's because they multiplied it out. They did the long division on it. But that's the easiest way to do that. So now let's look at this one right here. That one right there is relatively easy because the denominators are the same. Okay? So because the denominators, oh, no, they're not. I thought they were the same. They are not the same. Okay. So this one is the same way. You got to multiply and times each other. Okay? So 3/4 plus 1/5. The easiest way to find a common denominator is to multiply the bottom numbers by each other, the denominators by each other. So that's going to be 20. So I'm converting 3/4 into something 20 because 4 times 5 is 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. So now I have to do this to the top. So it'll be 3 times 5, and that's 15. So now this replaces this, and now we have to do 1/5. Remember, we're just multiplying it times the bottom number to get the 20. So it'll be 5 times 4, which is 20. And we got to do the same to the top. 1 times 4 is 4. So in the end, what we end up with is 15 we end up with 15 over 20 plus 4 over 20, and that gives us 19 over 20. Remember, the bottom number stays the same, and it's just 15 plus 4. 15 plus 4 is 19 over 20, and that, as you can see, is the correct answer. So I just want you to practice that some more to get familiar with that, and let me know if you have any questions.